guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and discussing Season 6, Episode 2 of Better Call Saul, giving it a full review and recap. Like the video if you end up enjoying it, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter for more Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad updates, and if you really enjoy what I do here, consider checking out my Patreon to help support the channel financially. With that being said, let's jump right into the breakdown. The episode starts out with Mike and his crew arriving at Nacho's house to clean up any evidence of Nacho being associated with Gus. Two of Nacho's girlfriends have been living in his house, and I'm not sure if they even care about him coming back or if they're just taking advantage of him being gone. One girl is relaxing on the couch while the other is tweaking out with dominoes. Clearly one's on an upper while the other's on a downer. When a domino gets stepped on, it's revealed to have the numbers 6 and 3 on it, which some fans speculated might reference episode 603 in regards to Nacho, but Tom Schnoz actually denied this on Twitter. Even so, I do like finding happy coincidences, and the creators are always open to us finding Easter eggs and connections within the Breaking Bad universe, even if it wasn't originally intended. Mike completely replaces Nacho's safe and transfers all of the contents of it, but taking Nacho's father's fake ID. He also plants evidence that will lead Bolsa and the Cartel straight to Nacho, including fake bank statements implying that Nacho's been stealing from them for a while. Could these bank statements be to blame Nacho for Mike's truck heist against Hector back in Season 2? So why would Mike leave evidence that would steer the Salamancas towards Nacho? Mike did it because Gus wanted him to. Note how Mike accepts setting up Nacho because he's in the game, but Mike's soft spot for protecting people not in the game causes him to take Nacho's father's fake ID, which protects Papa from any implicated involvement. Also, Mike paid off Nacho's girls to leave and never come back. Sadly, this is a half measure that I don't think Mike would have done in Breaking Bad. Even though Mike tries to influence Gus's decisions, sometimes Gus's decisions are out of Mike's hands and he still has to do what Gus says. Hence the convo with the phone between Mike and Nacho at the end of the episode, with Mike saying it wasn't his call. And note Mike's de-evolution throughout Better Call Saul. In the first few seasons, Mike didn't want to kill anybody, but now Mike accepts killing people in the game, but wants to protect people not in the game. But now, as we get closer and closer to Breaking Bad, Mike will stop influencing Gus's decisions as much to be more ethical, and will instead settle with doing and killing whatever Gus wants, and only helping him out in order to make sure that they win whatever situation they're in. But back to the episode. Why lead the Salamancas towards Nacho? My personal theory has two options. First, that Gus wanted to take out the Salamancas and was using Nacho as bait. The spotter/spy watching over Nacho could have called in that the Salamancas were there, leading some hitmen to take them out. But since Nacho knocked out the spotter/spy, that never happened. Second, Gus may have just wanted Nacho to die in a shootout against the Salamancas, while hopefully taking out as many as he could in the process. That would have been kinda foolish though, as the Salamancas wanted to capture Nacho alive. Back at Gus's trailer, Gus looks at photo evidence taken at Lalo's compound. Tyrus tells him that one of the bodies there checks out as Lalo, even including the dental records. Gus doesn't believe that Lalo's dead, so he decides to investigate his suspicions, along with making Bolsa happy and cleaning up any tension between himself and Hector, efficiently knocking two birds out with one stone. Even if Gus and Hector still hate each other, this at least saves face in front of Bolsa and the Cartel. So Gus and Bolsa meet Hector at the old folks' home, and not only set up a united front, even if it's just for show, but they also try to see if Hector knows that Lalo is alive. I discussed this more in a breakdown video dedicated to this situation, but Gus figures out from the way that Hector is acting that Lalo must be alive. I'll link that video on screen and at the end of this video. Now, meanwhile, Nacho figures out that he's being watched at Motel Ocotillo and confronts the spy to figure out who he's working for. I love the way that Nacho calls Tyrus pretending to freak out in order to get Tyrus to call the spy to see if he's been compromised, which confirms to Nacho that the spy is working for Gus. Nacho doesn't kill the spy, but he knocks him out. Just as Nacho leaves to steal a truck, the Salamancas show up and a crazy shootout begins. Nacho manages to escape due to the Salamanca twins wanting to capture him alive, even shooting one of their own men in the process in order to try and accomplish this. I discussed the Nacho versus the spy and the Salamanca twins shootout in a separate video that, again, I'll link on screen now, along with at the end of the review. I really enjoyed the whole Nacho side of the episode, from confronting the spy to calling Tyrus to figure out that the spy was working for Gus, along with the epic standoff against the Salamanca twins. Seemed a little plot armory, but I really liked the action, and it still kept me on the edge of my seat. Now, as I said in the Kettleman's return video, I'm surprised that carrot and stick wasn't in reference to Nacho and Mike, due to Mike saying it to Nacho back in season 2 in regards to Tuco. I guess the creators just really like that saying. So this episode, Jimmy and Kim continue the scheme to character assassinate Howard, this time by getting the Kettlemans to go to Cliff and a few other lawyers to say that they think that Howard was on drugs when he was representing Craig. Cliff doesn't buy their case, but that's okay because the seed has been planted. Once Cliff has seen enough separate situations alluding to Howard doing drugs, he might just eventually believe it. Jimmy uses reverse psychology to get the Kettlemans to go see Cliff in the first place, planting the seed in their head, but when the Kettlemans call him after freaking out about it, Jimmy returns with Kim as the carrot and stick. Jimmy's carrot doesn't work as the Kettlemans surprisingly won't accept money, and then Kim uses the stick, blackmailing them, saying that she'll call into the IRS on the fact that they've been scamming their clients with tax preparations if they don't keep their mouths shut about Howard. Jimmy has created the monster that is Slip and Kimmy, and he's clearly very uncomfortable about it. I can't wait to see how this plays out as this season continues. As I said during my Kettleman's breakdown video, I felt like episode 602 was extended, clocking in at almost a full 60 minutes. I believe it was 50 something minutes, when usually every episode is only around 45 because, it's 60 but plus commercials, so watching the double premiere on TV was almost around 2.5 hours. After finishing watching the double premiere for the first time, I remember thinking to myself that it felt like a Better Call Saul movie, and I liked it just as much, if not even more, than El Camino. This episode gets an S tier. It was a great follow-up to episode 601 considering they aired back-to-back as a double premiere, but 602 also does work well as its own standalone episode. They definitely started off the final season strong. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and feel free to click on all my other videos where I discuss these certain situations in the first 2 episodes more in depth. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything that I've said today, and if you're new to the channel or just haven't yet already, subscribe and hit that bell notification to stay updated on when I post new content on Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out!